Now please stop talking. Stop talking. Now bit of the respite or break from grammar today because we have been continuously, consistently in grammar sessions. But mostly we forget, these things are very important included in your annual exam syllabus. Maybe some good time come when cheating would be, cursed, and nobody would be allowed to pay for the marks or to purchase the marks. We expect this good time may come this year when you appear in your intern. We expect and hope, and even we want that this time should come. Do you want or not? Very good, students. Okay, now don't I please. Here we have another session of the class. Stop talking. I would like to summarize the lesson, not reading line by line, but see that the first ever Prime Minister of Pakistan, Mr. Liaquat Ali Khan, he was invited by America. He was invited by America and went to visit the Kansas University. Okay, Kansas University. And when he went there, then he chose this topic. He decided to deliver or to make his speech on the topic Pakistan and the modern world. In those days, almost 70 or 72 years back, he was asked to choose to make the speech. Then Mr. Liaquat Ali Khan decided to deliver a speech on Pakistan and the modern world. Now, please, we have some significant words to deliver today. Our quotable lines, Mr. Liaquat Ali Khan, spoke. उनको बोलो आवाज इधर आ, ठीक है ना? So he actually made in his speech something useful or wonderful, because in those days it was very terrible time for the history of Pakistan, because Pakistan was newly born country, new freedom or independence, and difficult for the country to manage its affairs because administratively Pakistan was weak. Pakistan had no resources. So initially, invitation came from different countries of the world. Russia invited, America invited, or some other, developed countries invited Pakistan. Pakistan decided to accept and embrace the invitation of America, and where Mr. Liaquat Ali Khan went to address or to make his speech, the audience at Kansas University, and he told the people there that Pakistan got its independence or freedom for some certain or particular reasons. And what were such reasons? Here I would like to tell you the main and key things for the words delivered by Liaquat Ali Khan there. It's a very comprehensive, it's a very detailed lesson, but we try to cut some irrelevant things which are not the form or the part of the paper or whatsoever. So he told them that people want to practice their own culture, their own civilization, or their own values, because India was concerned, it was overcrowded, it was thickly populated country, so people couldn't live together as joint family, and decided to live independently or separately, and that's their new demand to be separate homeland, and it became possible by the struggle of the leaders or ideals there. And as soon as they got this one, now see the other issues are the problems. And other issues and the problems were what? That you are not actually free or independent. Mostly people nowadays don't accept such freedom or such independence. Merely becoming independent or free nation and are getting freedom from the foreign countries. We consider ourselves that we are free, independent or liberal nation. Not at all. You are free when you are free from the want of disease, want of health, want of education, or want of some other problems which which actually troubles you, which actually, create problems for you. If you are free from all such necessary, wants or necessary priorities in your life. Suppose you have a problem of education. If you are free from the problem of education, you are independent nation. If you have a problem of health, you are free from the problem of health, you are independent. So, true sense of liberty or freedom and independence is that you should be free from all your wants. But see, when you come to assess, when you come to have the sketch of today's life, of today's Pakistanis, you find yourself that you are not truly free because you just come to purchase the education. Take an example of your own education, how much it has been commercial. While it is the first and foremost duty or responsibility of government to provide, to deliver or import you free and fair education, while it is not being given. And that's why you see how many people travel from distant or remote areas to get education somewhere in the corner of Sindh. Umarkot is not, as above Sindh or above the central place of the country, but they come, from various parts of their region just in the search of education. It means we are not being given that much quality education, and that's why we get wandered in search of this education. So is the case with the health. So is the case with the electricity. So is the case with the roads, and so is the case with other life commodities, life necessities or wants. So these are not my words. Truly speaking, these are the words taken or obtained from the speech of Mr. Liaquat Ali Khan. He told the audience or listeners at the university that see, we have been free. We have got freedom from India. Now we are not truly free unless we accomplish this dire or desperate need to make our people free from all such issues or problems which they have been suffering from. But see, that was not actually the issue there in those days when Pakistan was born. But it's a very chronic issue. We have not been free, fairly from these whole issues there. And then the other thing he has said, the thing is that cooperation or friendly, tie or friendly bond, he was expecting from America that America should be cordial ally of Pakistan. Russia in those days asked Pakistan to be its friendly country. But see, Liaquat Ali Khan and the rest of the leaders, maybe, they actually turned down or rejected. They say, no, America is a superpower and they will be more beneficiary from America. So they went to extend their cordial or friendly attachment with America. But see, we have failed to make good friendship with America. And America has always destroyed or damaged Pakistan's image, Pakistan's infrastructure. And you have seen terrorism we have been facing for a very long time in our country. It's actually the product, or it's actually the culture of those Western countries, European countries. But this has been imposed. This has been imposed upon us that it's your creation, it's your production, and that's why we are facing a lot. So, dear students, Mr. Liaquat Ali Khan is actually comparing Pakistan and the modern world. He means to tell that modern world is free, modern world is advanced, modern world is free from all the challenges which I have just mentioned in front of you. While Pakistan is still facing the same because non-cooperation, because non-alliance from various countries of the world. Regionally, the countries in the world want not to see this country as the developed or free from curse, free from loans, or free from the issues. That is the biggest hurdle or the resistance or the obstacle we have been facing since the day of freedom, 1947, when Pakistan was formed and established. This is another biggest reason. The other thing, Liaquat Ali Khan has told that see, they wanted not to be separate from India, but they thought that if they could not be separate from India, then there had been a big collapse or upset between both of the nations. So they wanted to have the harmony between both of the nations. I would like to ask you, let me tell only one thing, and that is quite superficial on the surface. No need to go through the books of history to find the reason of my this small question I am likely to ask you. That the leaders of those days were really in a good sense, in a good faith, to have the bond and harmony with India. But today you see how much these two neighboring countries are allergic from each other, as the students are from the teacher. So what is this? What is wrong with with these both countries? Because neighboring countries, internationally, you go ahead and find European countries. Their borders are same. Internally, the people from various countries in Europe, they travel to visit their own respective countries. No restriction, no pain, free conveyance, free transport, wherever they want to go. No pain at all. While here in the subcontinent, see, we are the bitter enemies. We are the bitter enemies. While we haven't done wrong to anyone, but we don't tolerate each other. That is what. That is another issue. That is another bone of contention, which the people of other countries have created, and it is our old enemy, not only enemy but friend, America. That has come to interrupt this rhythm of friendship. Otherwise, Umarkot, I say, otherwise Umarkot, not Pakistan, Umarkot. Otherwise, if these two countries had been one or united, Umarkot would have been Dubai. Exactly, you don't calculate. When you have trade between two countries, when you have the trade or business between two countries, when you have the railway line, when you have the airport in Umarkot, you just imagine how much we would have been developed. It's a key. It was a capital city in old time. Just go through capital city. This city was a capital city. While living in today's time and imagining about this hypothesis, of course, you ridicule my thought that sir, it is impossible to convert Umarkot into Dubai. Of course, you are right or wrong, I say, because we have no practically any concrete or solid form of such place or such capital. That is why it is because of the problems, because it is because of our relation with the country. That is why. Otherwise, you just see and go to travel somewhere, you find nothing is like that. So he is talking to tell you the difference between Pakistan in the modern world, as I have told you, that now modern world is thriving, getting prosperous, okay, getting developed, because they are connecting their borders, they are sharing their currency. In European countries, they have one currency. No need to exchange their currency. No downfall. As nowadays we are, dollar is not our currency. But how much we are dependent? Our total economy is based upon the value of dollar. Okay, if the rate of dollar declines, we become rich. If the rate of dollar increases, we become poor. So daily we see what poverty and richness in our country. We have been so dependent. We have been crippled, right? Because of modern world's attitudes or their policies. That is the biggest reason that we are facing. But if we become one, if our neighboring countries support us, And if they don't follow, or if they don't, go after the other countries, I think we could be or can be the most powerful countries economically in the world. But nowadays it is not possible. You just talking in the modern world, you just take the example of a cricket match. How much people become sensitive and sensational. They become totally different. Different voices come across the border. So this is what the modern world is there. So many elements he has spoken. So in those days, Liaquat Ali Khan was going to lay the foundation of friendship with America and rest of the European countries. But such a foundation was neglected or rejected. Initially, initially it was accepted. Initially, it was welcomed. But later on, when America, got its interest means what? सुनो, मुझे तो पढ़ाना है ना, भले कुछ भी हो, लेसन तो पढ़ाना है। ठीक है ना? कल तो मैं आज तो इससे पढ़ा रहा हूँ, कल तो मैं सारे पैराग्राफ्स को अलग लेकर आऊंगा। अभी तो मतलब हम इस तरीके से देख रहे हैं। पढ़ना तो है ना, तो फिर पैसों में मार्क्स लेंगे आप, मुझे बताओ। हाँ, तो ये तो मसला है ना मुझे, है ना? तो फिर पैसे अलग दो, ऑनलाइन क्लास जा रही है, देखो। Please, this is not my responsibilities. You just think that you should be taught those parts of the syllabus which are the part of your entry test exam, while you have nothing to do with this board. So it is not so. We hope, inshallah, as lot of reforms are coming in our country. Lot of reforms are coming in our country. Hopefully, the same reforms will come in our boards, and you will face strict discipline and no cheating and no money, nothing at all. Only fair and transparent exam will be conducted. See, if you don't, follow these things, then you will be crying in the exam hall and asking that we are not being helped. Why should we help? As Pakistan is not being helped by the countries in the world, why should we help you? Okay, please, let's come to wind up with the last paragraph of this lesson, and then we'll, inshallah, dissect or divide all of these paragraphs accordingly for tomorrow's lecture here. Right now, see that in the end, he says, may I leave this thought with you today. This and the heartfelt gratitude. आवाज ना करें. Okay, ought be when you have bestowed us the servant of, he himself actually rejects his own merits in this paragraph, in this last paragraph. Liaquat Ali Khan is of the opinion that he was highly appreciated for his merit, for his talent, because he was really eloquent speaker. When he came on the stage, people, talked about him that you are really true leader. He said, I am nothing, I have come to represent my nation. I have no merits. I have no talent and potential. Whatsoever I am speaking, it's actually the voice of my people or the nation. They should be valued. They should be given birth and status. They should be considered as independent nation. And they can survive with independent life or the survival when they would be supported, when they would be given, some relief from such issues or troubles which I have already mentioned. So inshallah we'll be back tomorrow to explain one by one, line by line, because you are getting annoyed because you have no book or no, image of the paragraphs in front of you. When a respective image of the paragraph would be portrayed or presented in front of you on the screen, you will really be dubious and joyous to watch such beautiful lines of the speech of Mr. Liaquat Ali Khan. So please have a book. Now in the end, I have a question from you. Please answer my question. Don't have a question from you. See, we just remember the ideals, pioneers, heroes of ancient era or at that time when Pakistan was achieved by their commitment and devotion. Could you tell me in modern world the ideals? Okay, leave them. People mostly talk of those ideals, but I say let me tell the people like the long list of the people, politicians, right, engineers, doctors, pilots, players, singers, right, philanthropists. I mean, hundreds of the people. They have served, they have sacrificed, or they have contributed for the sake of the country. So currently, I mean to ask you, whom you consider well wisher, okay, or true and loyal ideals to uphold or to enhance the image of our country. Whom? Okay, right, it's your idea, I respect it, right, but he is in jail unluckily. We can't do. Right. Let me tell the person who's free, because we are talking about freedom. Yeah, of course, they should be. SPSC teachers are really ideal because they are serving freely. Okay. Anybody else? Please, any good idea, please tell me. I say, you see, Abdul Sattar Idi, how great and superior, mighty character he was. Yes, anybody else? Please don't talk. Of course. Now see, when I mention the word ideal, then people like you who imagine that ideals means that they come from somewhere else or they should be angel-like people. No, farmers, they are ignored class of the people. Nobody values them, nobody rewards them. Truly, they are the celebrity, they are true assets of our country because they produce everything with difficulty, with labor, while they are not being given due respect, fame, or honor which they should be given. Teachers are there, students are there, because see their extraordinary efforts, how much they do something with struggle or commitment. So they are there. So those people who are sincere with their work, they are true ideals for the country. It's okay, it's enough now. Inshallah, be back with more words to keep you enjoying.